to my channel. I'm actually a game nerd and a self-learner of English from China. About the influx of TikTok refugees into Xiaohongshu or Little Red Note, I have so much more to say. First, let me explain to those who don't know what happened. The US government attempted to take TikTok down on January 19th. In response, many TikTok users in the US, unhappy with the decision, downloaded Xiaohongshu, an entirely Chinese app. They flooded into this platform, jokingly looking for Chinese spies and voluntarily hand over their data. This incident created one of the largest direct cultural exchanges among people from different countries in modern history. No government propaganda, no influencers leading the way, just direct communication among us, the people. In the process, countless amusing and touching stories about cultural differences emerged. Although TikTok was only symbolically unavailable for 12 hours, this kind of performance by the big players leading to panic and dissatisfaction among ordinary people is quite frustrating. Also, I wanted to clarify something. Xiaohongshu or Rednote is not the Chinese TikTok. The Chinese TikTok is Douyin. Xiaohongshu is more focused on the individual's everyday life and experiences. It's a platform for people to share their daily lives, hobbies, and practical reviews of products. It emphasizes individual interaction rather than being solely a stage for big influencers. On a brighter note, Xiaohongshu has already updated its translation feature overnight, improving its support for English. While we don't know when US government might demand Xiaohongshu's removal, I believe this cultural exchange will continue for now. Over the past few days, I've been deeply moved, laughing and crying as I watched ordinary people from all over the world struggle in their lives while sharing humorous, touching, and quirky stories born from cultural collisions. At this moment, no matter where we are from, what religion we follow, or the political systems we live under, we've set aside our prejudices and hatred. It feels like we've achieved the ideal of global unity. This honeymoon period may not last long. After the novelty fades, things might return to how they were before. Perhaps we will be separated again, blinded by hatred and prejudices, but I'm still glad to have witnessed and participated in this historical moment, a moment that truly belongs to the people of the world. I think I will never forget seeing people from all over the globe freely sharing and showcasing their art, collection, hobbies, lives, ideas, families, talents, pets, and so on. I will never forget people from different IP addresses dancing by memes with dancing creators. Even the hardest heart would be moved by such scenes. Even the deepest hatred seems to be surrounded by love in this moment. In Chinese schools, English is a compulsory subject. We often had to write letters to foreign friends under the names of Li Hua, or for an older generation, Li Lei and Han Mei Mei, telling them stories about China, but we never received a reply. Until this TikTok ban event, finally we have received a reply from our foreign friends. Can you understand that feeling? It's like a paper plane from childhood flying back into your hands.
Hey, what's up, Li Hua? I'm sorry.
Dear Li Hua, I'm sorry I didn't get your letters.
The Li Hua letters. Dear Li Hua, I'm emotional on this app. Did you guys hear about the letters?
Dear Li Hua, hello, my name is Sarah, and I am so happy to finally write to you.
I've seen a lot of videos on this app about Americans writing letters back to Li Hua, and I wanted to write one of my own. So here goes.
I've heard that in the US, children say that digging a hole in the ground could lead them to China. Is that true? It seems that a hole has finally been dug through. And these comments, these memes, these interactions, I truly don't understand what kind of person would fear or reject such exchanges. There are countless more beautiful stories like this. You might as well open Xiaohongshu or Rednote, take a look, and join this century-defined cultural exchange before they separate us again. This is the world as I've always envisioned it should be. As a Chinese YouTuber, I've always tried to dispel people's prejudice and stereotypes. This has nothing to do with politicals or ideologies. We may not have the power to influence the course of the world, but I have always believed that understanding the world correctly, or at least seeing it from a broader perspective, is crucial for personal growth. For example, learning English has allowed me to meet more people and visit more places. It's made me less likely to blindly believe the worldview others try to impose on me. It's also helped me make wiser decisions in life. Hatred and prejudice only blind us, causing us to miss out on many opportunities that could change our lives. Before TikTok banned refugees, many foreigners were already active on Chinese social media. They easily get attention due to their uniqueness. Of course, I'm not saying they don't need to work hard, but the cultural differences provide endless topics for discussion, just as being a Chinese YouTuber does for me. Unfortunately, one person's influence is limited. It seems positive information about China is not easily recommended or noticed here than the negative ones, but this TikTok ban incident instantly broke down all information barriers and prejudices. The things I've worked so hard to convey have been communicated in unexpected ways. Of course, not everyone is unhappy about this situation. Over time, negative voices have started to emerge. I'd like to focus on the LGBTQ or DEI related issues here. I've addressed this topic in my channel through incidents in the gaming community. Recently, some people have claimed that LGBTQ individuals are illegal in China, or that there's discrimination against LGBTQ people and people of color. These claims are untrue. First, let's clarify, same-sex marriage is not legal recognized in China, and there is no specific law for same-sex marriage. Yeah, unfortunate. And also, I don't think there will be such a law for a long time. However, there are also no laws opposing homosexuality. Even in China's most feudal dynasties, there were no laws or action targeting homosexuality. You can even find related themes in ancient paintings and literature. Here, as long as you are someone who respects social order and follows basic laws, no one will interfere with your personal life. Public opinion has also become more open overall. On Chinese social media, you can see many openly gay individuals. They have their own apps, bars, and community. But it's important to note that this is not a topic for debate here. If you wanted to gain power or benefits through your identity labels, such as being minority, having a specific sexual orientation, or being transgender, like some DEI organizations in the West, it won't work here. Regardless of your identity, you're simply considered a person. We all follow the same laws and moral principles. No one can have specific privileges, nor can anyone gain unconditional attention just because of a specific label. For example, there is a popular gay influencer in China with millions of followers. He never clearly states his sexual orientation in his videos. People love him because he returned to his rural hometown as a young person, using his knowledge and social media skills to revitalize their village and help the elderly there. You know, nowadays, young people are more likely to stay in big cities that provide convenient lives and opportunities rather than go back to the village. And also in a place that is supposed to be the most conservative, he openly expresses himself alongside his parents and villagers, helping to sell local specialties online. His efforts have brought wealth to the community, earning him love, support, and respect across the internet. Is it because he's a gay? Of course not. It's because he's an idealist who contributes to the community. His energy and personal charisma inspire everyone. Another example is an American friend who recently joined Xiaohongshu. He gained over 60 followers in just 3 days.
I know the US hates to see me coming because if a Chinese spy came up to me and said, I want your data, I'd give it to them. I would give whatever they wanted to them. Because like, what do you mean? Out of everyone in the world, you picked me. Do you know how special that would make me? Like, do you want to know my favorite color? Or do you just want the codes? Like, what do you want from me? Because I'll give it to you. Because out of anyone in the world, you picked me. And that makes me feel special. Like, do you love me? Because if you gave me that attention, I'd love you. So, thank you.
People affectionately call him 老嫂子, sister-in-law. Everyone likes him because he's adorable and with a nice and friendly personality. We like him not because of any label, because he's a very nice and friendly person. Despite someone claims that Chinese platforms are discriminatory, he's been invited to CGTN, a channel some view as a propaganda outlet. If we were truly a society that opposes LGBTQ people, why would CGTN invite him? In short, for many people here, no matter what labels or titles you carry, you are first and foremost a person. Early respect requires behaving as a person should. For most of us, who you are is more important than any labels that you carry. But please don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing toxic individuals. Of course, there are many toxic people here who say incredibly offensive things, but this phenomenon isn't unique to China or Chinese platforms. We've all seen it on X, Instagram, and Facebook. I could cherry pick extreme cases from any country to tarnish its image. We all know what kind of headlines and events get clicks and attention, but I won't do that because it's meaningless. Separating hatred and prejudice only makes the unfortunate even more miserable. I've always advocated for a more positive and open mindset in viewing the world. If we choose to focus on the good people and things, our own world would also become more beautiful and positive. While some spread hatred and prejudice, my mission is to create more love and peace. As a Chinese YouTuber, I've also received hatred comments, but I chose to ignore them because far more comments are friendly. I see your kindness, your encouragement, and the story you share from your perspective. These exchanges also help dispel my own prejudices. I believe this is what meaningful communication looks like, and it's one of the reasons I continue making videos. In conclusion, I feel so fortunate to have participated in this historic event. Let's all strive to be better together. So that's all for today's video. Like always, if I said anything wrong or confused you, please correct me. I really appreciate your help. So until next time, stay safe, stay positive, and peace. Bye bye. 再见。